The what are your strengths interview question is one of the kinds of questions that interviewers love to ask, but it's still equally important that you know exactly how to answer the question and how to make your answer stand out from the crowd. This video is going to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to answer the question effectively, and I'm going to give you loads of template wording that you can tailor for your interviews and a sample answer at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around for that too. Now, if you're new to Bloom, my channel is all about providing you guys with the careers advice that you don't get taught at school to help you kickstart your career. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and I'd absolutely love for you to subscribe to Bloom and become a part of the community. And remember, this what are your strengths question usually comes hand in hand with the what are your weaknesses dreaded interview question. Luckily for you guys, I've done a video on how to answer that question too, so don't forget to check that one out as well. So when answering the what are your strengths interview question, you want to be pitching and selling yourself as the best person for the job. Now, in order to do that, in your answer to this question, you need to make sure that you're directly linking the strengths that you talk about to the job description, for one. And you need to make sure that you're evidencing that strength by talking about your past experience and the accomplishments, achievements, and results that you've gained either through your past or current work experience, or through things outside of work too. So what you don't want to be doing here is just talking about a strength that you have, but that has no direct link or value to the role and company you're applying for. You've also got to make it easy for the interviewer here. You don't want to just go into the interview and be like, yeah, I'm great at communication, and just leave it hanging. They're going to want you to expound on it. They're going to want you to explain, well, how would that bring value to the specific role and company that you're applying for? So you've got to make sure that you spoon feed them in your answer and provide evidence of that skill or those responsibilities that you're going to be talking about in your answer. Now, in your answer, you've got to make sure that you're packing it with keywords from the job description and power words. I've put a load of power words on the screen now, which you can feed into all of your interview answers. And these are really going to have a great effect on that interview panel. They're all positive, they're all motivating, they're all related to positive accomplishments and really employable skills and qualities that they're going to absolutely love, and is really going to sell yourself in that interview. Now, there's different elements of the job description that you can directly link to your strengths. In the next part of this video, I'm going to talk you through those different elements, and I'm going to provide you with template wording for each of them that you can tailor in your interview. So grab a pen and paper and let's get planning your answer. Now, one way you can approach and plan your answer is by taking the key responsibilities that are listed in the job description and using them to talk about your strengths in terms of your ability to fulfill those responsibilities. Now, a top tip here is that when you grab that job description, the responsibilities that are listed towards the top and that are higher up their list in the job description and the job post, they're likely to be the most important responsibilities to that company. So make sure that you're highlighting those. Here's some example template wording you can use when matching the key responsibilities from a job description to one of your strengths. So open by saying, one of my strengths is my ability to, and insert the key responsibility here from the job description. What you want to be doing now is evidencing your experience with those key responsibilities. Remember, evidence, 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 spoon feed that employer. So here you can say, in my previous job, I effectively, and provide evidence of the past experience that you've got that demonstrates your ability in those responsibilities. And then what you want to do here is say that it led to and insert some positive results and achievements. You could talk about quantitative results, numbers, figures. You could also talk about recognition and feedback from clients or managers here. So again, just back it up with all the good stuff that really makes your strength that you're talking about shine. By linking your strengths to the key responsibilities, that's just going to show the interviewer, look, you need someone that's able to do X, Y, and Z. I already do that now, or I've already done that before and I've done it really effectively. So if you're to hire me, I'm just going to be able to do the job straight away and do the job really well. They're going to absolutely love that. And if you want to take this part of your answer that little bit further and really make yourself stand out, you could also add a sentence to say, and this is going to bring value to your team because fill in the blanks. Now, another great way to answer this question is, again, using that job description and talking about a strength that links to or embodies one of the key skills that they require you to have in order to be successful in that role. So grab the job description and look at the key requirements or the mandatory requirements, the things they say candidates must have X, Y, and Z skills, and see where you can draw lines between those skills and the skills that you have. Once you've been able to identify one or two of the skills as strengths that you personally have, you can use this template wording in your answer. A core strength of mine is, and insert the key skill here, use the keywords and language used in the job description too. Again, make it really easy and simple for the interviewer. So then you can say, in my previous job, or you can talk about something that you're doing in your current job, I utilize this skill effectively to, and here you want to be inserting those key responsibilities that they talk about in the job description. So pack them in as well to show, again, I'm already doing the things that you'll be expecting me to do if I were to get the job. Then go on to say, again, which led to, and you want to insert the positive results and achievements, just like we did for the previous example answer. And then you can go on to say, I believe that, and then here you insert the key skill, teamed with and bring in other key attributes and skills from that job description too, will transfer perfectly to the role where I will, and again, take your answer one step further and briefly talk about how you will use that strength in the role that you're applying for. So here we've obviously focused on, yes, this key skill, but we've also really slyly packed in reference to and mention of the key responsibilities and the other skills and the other attributes that they're looking for. So this is just one great package answer that's going to tick a ton of their boxes. Now, some job descriptions will actually spell out what's most important to that company when hiring for the role. So they might say, most importantly, you will have X skill or X experience. If when you read that job description, you're like, yep, definitely got that skill, definitely got that experience, use this as one of your strengths, it's going to show to that interviewer, number one, you've done your homework if you talk about this as part of your answer, what's most important to them, and number two, that you truly understand what it takes to be successful in that role, and you truly understand the specific requirements and needs of the company. So if you check that most important element on the job description, definitely use it as one of your talking points for your strengths answer. Start by directly addressing the important requirement. I understand that in order to be successful in job role, you must, and insert that important requirement from the job description. Then, just like we've done in our other answers, you've of course got to demonstrate and provide evidence of how you meet that important requirement. So again, draw on past or current experience, link it to the key responsibilities, feed in positive results again, and if you can, talk about how that strength will apply to this role that you're applying for. Don't always feel like you're confined to giving examples and evidence of workplace scenarios as well. Take it outside of work if you have got evidence and experience outside the workplace, even in education. Maybe you do volunteering, maybe there's certain hobbies and interests that demonstrate the skills and experience that you're going to be talking about in your strengths answer. That's going to show to them that it's something that you love and that you're passionate about, and that skill is really ingrained within you. You practice it, not just in the workplace, and that's really going to provide solid proof of that skill or experience that you're going to be talking about. Now, some practical tips quickly. This question can come in the form of, what are your strengths, plural, where there's one or more strengths that you therefore need to talk about, or what is your greatest strength, where you have to pick one strength. For the plural strengths, pick 2 or 3 depending on your experience that you can talk about, and use the different approaches that we've talked about. And it's also a really good idea to look at that job description, and in the nice to haves or additional requirements, if you recognise, yeah, I've got some of those additional nice to have requirements that not many other candidates are going to have, use those as talking points for some of the strengths in your answer. If you get asked what is your greatest strength, you're obviously being confined to talking about just one strength. So I would recommend using approach 2, where you talk about a key mandatory skill as your strength, and you can sneakily and slyly filter in key responsibility experience and other little attributes and qualities that you have as part of your answer. So as promised, let's take a pretend job description and an example answer to the what are your greatest strengths question. This is part of a job description for an administrative assistant role that I found online, and I've drafted a little bit of an answer that you can take inspiration from when planning for your answers for this interview question. So here's the job description for an administrative assistant role. As you can see, it talks about skills they're looking for, responsibilities they're looking for, and it's got this most importantly element too. So part 1, let's use a strength that focuses on the communication skill key requirement in the job description. So here we can say, and this is again using all that template wording that I gave you above, a core strength of mine is my communication and people skills. In my previous job, I was responsible for multiple tasks, including, and here we list all those key responsibilities from the job description too, so we're sneakily filtering in that experience too. As I was the first person that people came into contact with, I made sure that I communicated with everybody in a professional, polite and friendly manner. Again, see here how we're drawing on the keywords in that job description. I received personal recognition from the director of the company for being an excellent representative of their company culture and values. So here you're talking about the positive results that came from your key strengths. I believe that my communication skills, teamed with my experience dealing with multiple office tasks, and my positive attitude will transfer perfectly to the role as the administrative assistant in your team. You're just wrapping it up nicely here by filtering in some of the other key requirements and experience that they need, and you're again tying it to the role, saying those skills will transfer perfectly to the role you're applying for. Remember, you're pitching yourself here, okay? This is like an elevator pitch, a little sales pitch that you're really selling yourself and your key strengths for that role. So make sure that you spend time planning your answer, and don't forget to practice saying it out loud so that you can help memorize what you're going to be saying on the day. Make sure you use that job description. It's gold dust, it's your Bible. Draw on your strengths and really big yourself up, okay? Talk about it with confidence on the day. These are your strengths, these are your selling points, so really go for it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you go and smash your interviews. Let me know how you do in the comment section below, and don't forget to check out my videos on how to answer the dreaded what are your weaknesses question, because it's likely that if you get asked this one, you're going to get asked that question too. Good luck everyone, and can't wait to see you again in my next video. Bye!